We have one painting in the show where I left the paw print from a raccoon or a squirrel or a possum that visits my studio. And he or she eats my pastels and leaves marks. Actually, will leave paper chewed up. It's one of 5 that I did in the series, and it's the only one that exists because the other ones were either chewed up or had too many footprints on them.
Martin Campos grew up out west. He is part Spanish, Ecuadorian, Mexican, and Mescalero Apache. As an art student at New Mexico State University, he felt like an odd man out because of his interest in the old masters.
We were working out of Betty Edwards' book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. It was hard to do that, and I was copying Michelangelo on the walls.
That's not me.
As a young man, instead of chasing girls and getting cars and stereo systems, I was looking at Michelangelo and Raphael. And
I walk through walls. I float down the living.
But one day a seed was planted in his mind that would change his life forever.
this teacher gave me a bunch of catalogs, and one of them was from the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. And at that time it felt like it was a million miles away, so I kind of had it embedded in the back of my head. Maybe one day I'll go.
I'm not here.
15 years later, he had become a serious student of art history at the University of New Mexico. He came east to tour graduate schools and ended up visiting the Pennsylvania Academy.
And I remember them telling me, don't come to the Academy because of the tradition, but we'll let you see our cast hall. And I saw it and it sold me. So I moved in 2001, got accepted to the Academy, and that's when things completely changed in my life. I moved from academia to painting and drawing, which is what I was always doing in the first place. I met some amazing instructors, Murray Desner, Alex Konevsky, Bruce Samuelson. These were people that really showed me the kind of artist that may have been in me the whole time. Particularly Alex Konevsky, giving me the whole idea of taking big risks and making big messes and getting yourself out of them. Work continuously being in flux and having a dialogue with the thing you're painting. It's not a 1, 2, 3 thing, it's something where you could eradicate and bring back and eradicate, adjust. And that's been very big for me, to be able to alter and adapt. Looking at Degas' line, you can see the struggle. Coming to the point of destruction, just to feel how an arm or a leg is felt. All this stuff I've been saying can be brought to that point. Trying to get that felt feeling of an object or a figure going and doing something. I see that in a lot of Degas' work. He's willing to let something fall apart for the sake of something being there. I've found out recently that these figures, although they're women, they're kind of me. There are these isolated figures emerging in and out of spaces. They're about discovery of mark making, but they're also about a narrative. Movies are important, and music. Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window is really effective for me because the whole movie takes place in one room, and you look out a window and you see people through windows, and windows as portals through another dimension or time. They're mysterious, they're scary. How they dissect the form physically and emotionally intrigues me. Stanley Kubrick. In the beginning of a Kubrick movie, it always starts out with the same formula where you're going from a distance and going slowly and slowly and slowly into the point of reference. In The Shining, where you watch the helicopter slowly flying over until you see the car going through, and this car looks like it's this sad little object, and he's slowly craning in and craning in. I love that sense of camera work, the panning, the music, all that, and it, in a way, comes into the paintings. The paintings that are in this exhibit are almost like test pieces, playing with marks, playing with themes. It's exciting to see them. I see a lot of strengths, I see a lot of weaknesses, but I look forward to what's going to happen next. I'm thinking of collage. A lot of the paintings that I do are about pieces and parts. And they're a direct reflection on a lot of the buildings that are around my neighborhood, which are falling apart. And how people are a reflection of their environment, and how the environment is a reflection of the people around them. Really moved by the human trace, dark fingerprints on the side of a door that you haven't cleaned in a month. I just feel I'm barely scratching the surface. I take public transportation to work every day, and I see a lot of these old buildings that have been razed. And you know how you see some of those buildings that have a side taken off and you can see the ghost of a room or the ghost image of a stairway. And it was a very quick moment where the bus was turning and going into a street where I looked at where a stairway was, and you could see the mark of maybe the grease or the body oils from generations or years of people that have rubbed against the wall. And that was very intense for me to see that. And it was a quick moment. And I think going to the academy, having these amazing instructors, and all these really amazing individuals that helped me extract what I always had in me, prepared me for that one moment.